Well, hello everyone. Welcome to chapter 88 of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. Oh my god, that sounds a little bit too loud. I hope this is better now. I just brought up the intensity because I think it might be better if it sounded a little bit louder. My drink for today is some sparkling water, a lemon and lime flavored. I haven't opened the bottle yet. I might do it throughout the chapter because honestly, I'm not very um, thirsty right now. I do have it here in case I become thirsty to the next 20 minutes. Now, this episode is called Ending a Chapter, which I just, for a moment, let me stroke my own ego. Love it. Chapter 88, Ending a Chapter. Just great wordplay there. I'm a great writer. Anyways, what happened? You might be asking. If not, why not? Ask stuff. Yeah, good. Um, on Monday of this week, I went to my old university, Surrey Art University, one last time. I got my diploma. I finally went in, I got my diploma, and it's over. I finally have all of it. I no longer need to associate myself or bother myself with Surrey University. Oh, I was hoping for applause sound effects, but that's then I remembered, I don't edit this show. Uh, I've been there. I'm working I'm in a new uni for the last year, but before that, I was there for 6 years and 11 semesters. Like 11 semesters, which means 6 years. I studied cinema and got my bachelor's degree there. And like generally, when I was there one last time, finally looking around at it, trying to put everything in perspective, I had a moment of reflection and I became enamored with the idea of, oh, even though there are many things that I do not like about Surem, and I never did actually. Like back in the day, there was stuff that were better, but in general, there are a lot of stuff that I don't like about Surem. And as I was leaving, there were more stuff that I didn't like. There are stuff that I do like, and I will get to them, but in general, at that moment, it was like, oh, no matter how I feel about Sue, it has been a huge part of my life. And I do mean huge. Like, it's been there for a large part of my life. If we consider my life happening from when I have my first memories, which is around the age 5, 6, that I start to have memories that I do remember. I've been there for 6 years. So, yeah, almost like a quarter of, more than a quarter of my life. If we consider when I'm 5, 6, I will be 20 years. Even if you consider like everything, I'm 25 now. Yeah, still almost a quarter of my life. And if we even go to just considering adulthood, which is about the year I was 18, then yeah, I've been an adult for like 7 years. 6 of them have been inside the same university. So it's a big part of my life, whether I like it or not. And there are stuff that I do like, there are stuff that I don't like. So let's get to the stuff that I do like and don't like. The stuff that I did like about the story was some of the professors were good. I was finally in a art environment, which was something I was very much deprived of while I was in high school. And I managed to make a lot of friends. I managed to meet a lot of people who are very dear to me, and I just managed to hone my taste and my discussion of cinema, which is something I love. In general, though, Sura has that great disillusionment thing working in his favor, meaning that it fucking ruins your perception of education, cinema, art, and just society. because then you realize, oh, this little microcosm of society is fraught with a lot of old school ideas, traditionalism, fundamentalism, a lot of hero worship, and in general, a big inability to change. Inability to change. So, yeah, nothing changes. And that made me, like, that's the part I don't like. And there was a lot of headaches, like dealing with faculty, dealing with a lot of the professors, and just in general dealing with the Iranian educational system, which is not very good in general. So yeah, that was the stuff that I liked and don't like in general. And speaking of making friends, like a lot of stuff happened while I was in Suez, mainly emotional stuff I've talked about before. But then again, it's the reason I am not a complete shut in that I was in high school. In high school, my life was basically go to school, come home, play games, watch movies, watch TV shows. That was it. But when I was in university, when I was in Suez, trying to get out of my shell, again, I was in a more art friendly environment. And secondly, there was this girl that I liked and I wanted to be closer to her. And I realized being a recluse doesn't help with that. So I decided to be more active, at least to quote a very famous proverb, fake it till I make it. So I went out more, and that managed to expand my social circle significantly. Like, because of so, I managed to go into a lot of other stuff, including like Fantasy Academy, which was a circle of people who were into well, fantasy and what do you call them? A speculative fiction. So yeah, that was a great thing. And then I managed to talk to a lot of other people who were into more fantasy stuff, and so basically I managed to talk to genre people, and I love that. And a lot of those people are currently are good friends of me. I am working with them on different projects. I am just in general talking with them. They are good friends of mine. I rely on them. They rely on me. Hopefully, I don't know. And that happened because of Sure. And a lot of people I know from Sure who are still great friends of me. Uh, a couple of, I think it was last week or the week before that, a couple of weeks ago. I went out with my friends from Sure, and the fact is, I still have a great amount of love and respect for them, and it was just very fun. So yeah, it wasn't a complete bust because there is a rhetoric of oh, there is nothing useful in Sure, and that is to some extent true. Like if you're just relying on your university, your art university in my case, to help you develop a career advice and or help you even develop a taste or understanding or knowledge, I think you'll be very disappointed, incredibly disappointed, honestly, which is not good. Like it's a problem, and it's a problem that needs addressing. Like hopefully, the educational system must be good enough that it doesn't happen. But sadly, at the moment it does, and hopefully we need to change that. So just want to say like it's not right, but I see that why people say, oh, there is no value in going to Suez. For me, there was value. Like I'm glad I did. I'm not glad that I spent more time than I needed to because of exclusively, and this is actually true. Like I could have been out in 8 semesters, which is the normal amount you study for a bachelor's degree, if it wasn't for religious studies, Islamic studies. Okay, we have a bunch of basically courses which we call umumi or general courses. They usually tend to be stuff that are not, well, um, mainly in line with our academic major. Like in the ones I do remember off the top of my head are PE, physical education, um, Persian literature, English classes and a bunch of religious classes, like learning the history of Islam. There is a learning of tenets of Islam, doctrines of Islam, and like all of that. And I made a mistake of keeping all of those courses for the end. Like at the last semester, I wanted to do all of them, and I got burnt out pretty quickly. And that was actually around the time that I've become more outspoken, which meant a lot of going head to head with. I'm not calling them professors. They're not professors. They're at best glorified like TAs, teacher assistants, and I would go head in head with them when they spouted some, I don't know, homophobic, misogynistic, or just downright hateful, bigoted worldview. And that's not good because that means they will give you a lower score, and then you have to take the course again if it's under 10. Now, I said that's not good just because I wanted to say, oh, there are consequences to it. I don't think that's not good. There's actually value in that. Don't be complacent if you can afford to do it, because for some people, for various reasons, and I do understand all of them, they are not willing to risk it. They don't want to go head with the glorified TAs. So I do understand that, but I just wanted to say that if you can afford to do it, like I could afford to do it, I wasn't that much interested in grades. Like grades weren't that important to me, and secondly, I am financially well off enough, considering my family is well off enough, that I can sort of afford doing the class again. So I did. I fought with them a lot, and I don't like the fact that I spent 11 semesters there, but there was value in going to Suva. There are a lot of friends that I met there. You probably, if you listen to the special chapters that come between the seasons, you probably have heard quite a few of them, actually, two of them. And the third one, coming up, I actually know because, again, of Suva. I was a very, like, I am physically big, I am very tall, and I am incredibly overweight. So I get noticed a lot, and I'm also very loud. Like I speak very loudly, and oftentimes very oddly enough, despite my incredible self-esteem issues when it comes to anything social, I am kind of confident in myself when it comes to art because it's a subject that I know stuff in. I've studied it a lot. I've thought about it a lot. I've done a lot of experiments, so I sort of know art to a degree that I can talk confidently about it. So I do get a lot of attention, and I did get a lot of attention when I was in Suva. It's like, oh, there's this guy talking. Let's see what he has to say. And so yeah, that was, not gonna lie, that was kind of fun. One of the things that I loved was between classes, between courses, I was just in the yard, quote unquote, and would talk to my friends, talk to my classmates about everything that I could. If you heard the doorbell ring, I'm recording this at 9 p.m., which is like last week, quite late for this show. Like I always do it either first thing in the morning or arguably most of the time, like literally at the beginning of Friday, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I couldn't do it because I was asleep during that time, and then today at morning I was going out for a meeting, and then by the time I got home, I just got right now around to doing this. So yeah, but as I was saying, um, because of that, my just over the top personality, I managed to gather a lot of attention, and one of them was from people, even not in my classes or my courses, sort of knowing me and talking to me. And one of them introduced me to Fantasy Academy, and from that, I managed to get known to a lot of other circles, social circles, and from them came friends. And so, yeah, that was very fun. And That's why I say for me, going to Sure was not a one note experience. It was multifaceted, and I did love everything about it. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I haven't had a good sleep for the last couple of days. I don't love everything about it. I said I love. I don't love everything about it, but it's an experience I'm glad to have. Again, great friends. A lot of my relationships actually happened because of university, because schools are segregated by gender in Iran. So yeah, basically I didn't know girls until I got to university. Oh God, that was a stereotypical British accent. By the way, Queen died, not the band, the person. I can't give a shit because she wasn't very. I don't like her. Anyways, what else can we talk about? Um, I'm sorry again. As I said, I haven't had a good night's sleep, so I'm kind of my brain is woozy. But yeah, um, it ended. I'm done with Suva. There are stuff that I do miss about it, comparing to my new university. Like the faculty was bad in Suva, but they were attentive. They would answer your questions. They would be there, and our head of major, I guess, is a correct way of calling it. I don't know. Was actually trying to help the students instead of just whining about how mean we are to them, as if first of all, it's your job. Do your job, and we won't be mean to you. Anyways, anyways, that was the big thing that happened this week. And with like 2 3 minutes left, first of all, let me do the plugs real quick. If you want, do send me a message on Anchor. You do need an account for that, but you can send a voice message up to a minute, and I will be playing that message at the beginning of the next episode, and you might shape a whole episode around your message. If not, and if you're more comfortable with writing a text, basically, you can email me at contact akamseh88, AKHAMSEH88 at gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on any podcast platform of your choice, there are probably ways of either getting to my YouTube channel where you can leave a comment. And if you listen to this on YouTube, don't forget to also like and subscribe. Or if you're on Castbox, I have turned on the notification for that app because I do have that app specifically. So if you post a comment there, your comment will be sent to me via notification, and I will read it at the beginning of the next episode. And again, you might shape a whole episode around that. Let me open the sparkling water because I am getting kind of thirsty. And this is a new brand. I don't usually drink this brand. I've had it once before and it was okay. Like, it wasn't the best, but it was good enough. There is this good mixture of sweetness and carbonation that not a lot of brands anymore are good at. Yeah, it's fine. It's not the best, but it's fine. Um, the lemon flavor is much stronger than the lime flavor. So yeah, that was a impromptu review of a sparkling water brand that I'm sure not a lot of people, even outside of Iran, are very interested in. And even if you are in Iran, you probably aren't interested in sparkling water reviews. So yeah, in other words, that was a waste of our time. So, 6 years, 11 semesters, a huge chunk of my life that I spent studying cinema, making a ton of friends, most of them still good. Some of them might even be listening to this, and if you are, know that you have a very special place in my heart. And sadly, despite my best efforts, so does Sue. It was a huge part of my life. So yeah, I guess I have to say goodbye to it now. God, I'm getting emotional. Anyways, I'll see you next week, our last episode of the season.